I'm going to be talking about how I made my own prom dress. I made my prom dress in about a month, and it was a very long process. Yeah, the reason I'm recording a sit down part is because I was editing the clips thinking I was just gonna make a little cute little montage, little video of everything I recorded, but I recorded it a long time, not a long time ago, but it kind of feels like a long time ago. It is a good while ago, I'm not gonna lie, now that I'm thinking about it. And sometimes I record it way more than others, so this is more for me to fill in the blanks. So first I'm gonna start from why I wanted to make my own prom dress, and then I'm going to finish prom. How I chose to make my why I chose to make my dress. I chose to make my dress because I was looking online and I knew what type of dress I want. I actually knew what type of dress I wanted for the longest, I think before my senior year, but I think I forgot I had saved it in my phone until I was going back through to see what type of dress I wanted. And I wanted to start trying on dresses over Christmas break. Fun fact, never tried on a dress until I was fitting myself for my prom dress. I would not suggest that. I would suggest, especially someone like me who doesn't like little certain teeny parts of dresses, and that's why they don't end up getting them. I would say try on dresses even if you want to get yours made, to figure out what you like out of each dress, because you could think you like it online and want to make your own little dress and combine different types of designs, but you don't like it when it's on your body. So yeah, I never tried on a dress because I don't remember. I think I wanted to go with my friend and we didn't go, and then I wanted to go to my mom and then we didn't go, and then school started back and I don't remember. Yeah, that's part of the reason. Another part is I knew that my sewing teacher probably was like, she can make her dress, like what is she doing, what is she taking so long? But I was procrastinating in my head because I did not want to be making a dress, not finish, or like have all this trial and error and fail, and I wouldn't have a dress in the end. Like, it's expensive to buy the dress stuff. I did not add that up, but I feel like it was just about as expensive to buy the dress stuff as it was to buy a dress, especially since I was making it in my sewing classes as well. So my parents paid for those sewing classes, so it's like, even if it would have been cheaper for me to just make it at home, they were still paying for an outside source to help me, which that's just how it went. Like, I was taught to sew by her, and there was no way I was gonna sew a dress without her guidance. But lastly, I made my dress because I knew I had taste. Looking at the pictures I collaged and found on Pinterest, I was like, I think if I asked someone to make this dress, or even, no, not even make it. I thought about getting it made, but I knew that my sewing teacher and I would hear that price, hear that quote, or hear what they were doing and be like, that's not right. Because my sewing teacher has been sewing forever, and you're probably gonna hear her talk about it, but she'll tell you things because she worked in a bridal shop before, part of her career, so she knew about how to make these extravagant evening gowns and dresses. So we were gonna get nitpicky, and I didn't want that either. And when I was looking at the pictures, I kept coming back on this same like designer. I think it was a lot of like scams on Pinterest, so people would be like, oh, this is the dress and you could buy it on this link. I never want to. I think those links work for some people, but I was scared. Especially, the reason I noticed that is because the designs and similar fabric I kept coming back to had the same background in these like mannequin pictures to show the dress off. And I was like, okay, all these different people don't have the same background. And I believe that it was the designer that I found years ago when I started looking at everything. And I wanted like beaded sequin fabric, and that was the most expensive part of it all. So that was the other thing. Like, this dress is not, this is the type of dress you get made, kind of, because people get high-end designers when they go to award shows and stuff. But it was kind of like that. And I knew that my parents weren't gonna pay for it. Well, no, I knew whatever a regular person was charging was gonna be out of this world. And it should be, because you guys are gonna see all the work I had to do. And I didn't even do it all on my own. I did a good amount, but I had guidance. So yeah, that's why I chose to make my dress. Yeah, I just knew it was a better chance of me liking it in the end and having more control of the little, especially with my body type. You guys are gonna see I had to tailor the simple pattern that I used immensely. That was gonna add to the potential cost even more if I got the dress made by an outside source or even bought it, because my body type isn't good when shopping in stores. Okay, I'm going to talk about the design. I kind of spoke on it already. I basically just combined a bunch of pictures, but there's this one picture that I will show that was like, I love that dress. That was like the dress I wanted, like neither here nor there. So that's kind of what I made it off of, yeah. But the only part of that inspo picture when I found it is it only showed from like the lower hips and up. It didn't show like the train or anything, so we had to kind of make that up. Oh, it's just hard to explain. We just had to interpret it as well as we could, because there was no guidance on how they made the dress. I did get my friend to kind of draw like a mock-up of what she thinks the full dress would look like, because she was really good at sketching on her iPad. And I gave her a picture of like one of the trains I liked in another dress, and then that picture, and she combined it. It was going to be a different color because she drew it in the inspo picture I found. I don't think she knew what color I was wearing, and I don't know if I even knew what color I was wearing. That's another thing. Some days I wish I wore a different color, but also I'm like, Olivia, the chances of you wearing a different color, very slim. If I wore a different color, that would be because I tried on dresses and found what color I like. I wore the color that I wore because I had worn it multiple times and knew that I liked it on my skin tone, other people liked it on my skin tone, and it wasn't super hard to sew. Okay, so we're gonna get to the construction part now. So I'm gonna tell you guys what a muslin is. A muslin is like, it's very lightweight fabric that you can not mess up. I believe it's cheaper. It's just nothing special about it. And it allows you to make like a pretend garment. So I'm going to refer to the muslin multiple times in the video. And that is the times that I made the garment, or it's not even the garment, the simplistic part of the garments. So for me, I made the underdress. My dress had 3 layers, and I made the underdress in muslin. It helped me figure out, one, what alterations I need to do before I made it in my expensive fabric. And 2, it just helped me practice some of the steps that I needed to do, and it went quicker later on. The muslin is basically from alterations and in case you mess up, so you don't do it for real when you have the do or die fabric or the do or die garment. A muslin is sewn with really not big stitches, loose stitches I should say, because they are technically bigger, but only a person who knows what to press on the sewing machine would say that. Looser stitches, so you're gonna see maybe my muslin, I believe my first muslin, she ripped a slit in it, but I didn't have that on I don't have that recorded. It's just, if you look at the pictures, one has a slit and one doesn't, and that's because my dress is, I don't want to say it's panels. Wait, oh damn, I'm gonna have to get my stuff out the closet and show you guys. I'm currently out here. See, man, we were thinking ahead. So this is the pattern she gave me for my dress. As you can see, there's lines here and here and on the back. So that's what I'm talking about when I mean panels. So basically, it was like just seams down the front and back. Oh, about this pattern. This was a PDF pattern, I think. I don't know. She got it off of the internet. And she printed like 100 pages this size, and it was like a puzzle, and I had to lay it out, cut some of it off, like, so you know how I don't know, when you cut stuff in school, you gotta cut on the line. So I had to cut some of the pieces on the line so they matched up later on, because it the way it printed, it had the white border still. It didn't print the ink to the edge, and I had to tape them together, and then I had to cut the pieces out, and then I had to cut them out on the fabric. So yeah, my pattern was taped together. It looked a mess by the end, because I tried to use as little tape as possible in the beginning, but it wasn't working when I was moving it all about. Hi guys, I don't know why these clips look like this, but I was explaining good information, so yeah, I'm gonna show y'all in a second. I'm gonna cut it out tonight and pin it. I want to pin it, but I don't think I have enough pins, and I didn't think about that. So I'm gonna have to really high on level. Also, please excuse my house. It's a very crazy time, and it doesn't look like this in any of the other clips. Just appearance and house. Please don't look at it. I forgot to show y'all when it's fully done. So that's a piece. This is the front center. So I have to cut out one. I didn't cut out this one perfectly, but I just separated it. So I have to cut out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more pieces. 3 long ones, and then 2 like skinny ones at the bottom. Okay guys, I finished cutting out all of that. Most of the pattern, the big ones, all the big ones. So I'm about to show y'all kind of like a sneak peek. It's kind of getting exciting. Gotta be something different. You must be made for me. Patience is everything. In and out, in and out, in and out. Arguing, trifling, difficult. Let go. I don't know why you love me. Yeah. You got it bad. You got it bad for me, babe. I don't feel glad that I can have this, babe. Nobody else true. Nobody else makes me. Nobody else had a clue what I could do. Actually, I'm gonna read the directions though, because I don't think it's gonna be super difficult. Because it's panels. There's no gathering or anything. I don't know the name of this pattern though. I'm not doing practice scenes. I'm gonna practice that. I just read it though. Yeah. Okay, let me show you. Like you're looking at the patterns, which you are, but just know it's muslin attached. Okay, so these are the 6 pieces. That's my scraps. I don't know what I'm gonna do with that because we know the scrap in here. Yeah. That.
Tell me what you see in me. Gotta be something different. You must be made for me. Patience is nothing. In and out, in and out, in and out. Arguing, trifling, difficult. Let more. I don't know why you love me. Yeah. You got it bad, you got it bad for me, babe. I don't forget that I can have this, babe. Nobody else true. Nobody else makes me. Nobody else had a clue what I could do, what I could do. We're right around the love, right around the trip, right around the dick. Right around the slap me up, I think I'm throwing a fit. Right around the world, let me right around, talk to me. Oh, yeah. Feel it in my heart, feel it in my soul, feel it in my body, baby. I should do.
In my later muslin, my second muslin, I believe, you're gonna see this. There's gonna be a stitches in this part of my body, and that's because we technically had to cut the first muslin in half at my waist because my waist is short and my waist is tinier than most of the rest of my body, which is where most of my alterations have to go. So we had to cut it there because originally it was like bunching up, and that is not a smooth, sleek finish. So that is what I sewed the muslin in. And these seams, you're gonna hear me say, these seams are princess seams. And I mentioned how I hadn't done it in a long time and I had to remember how to do it. It's really not that hard, but princess seams are kind of like a sophisticated seam. I'm trying to remember how to do it right now because you don't do it that many. I didn't do it that many times. I probably did it more than I realized, and just, yeah. But it's nothing hard. It's just more like, it's the way you stitch it, which allows you to like lay it out flat and press it. I'm gonna look it up on Google so I can explain it properly. Oh, okay, yes, I forgot about this detail. I had to sew princess seams. I don't remember. I probably sewed princess seams throughout all the panels in the dress, but I really can't remember right now. But the reason I had to sew them like that is because princess seams, the way you sew them and then you press them out, they allow the garment to lay on your curves better. It like puffs out. I don't know how to explain it. And you press them out on this thing called a ham. That's what we called it. It's like a little stiff pillow, I should say, really stiff pillow that you could iron on. The princess seams were able to lay flatter and smoother on my front and back curves inside. So that is really why we did it. Okay, so I made my muslin today. With the muslin, you don't have to make all the parts. But I made that today. Well, I started it Thursday, worked on it Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Brought it to class today, and then we tried it on and everything. It fit pretty well. It was really big at the top, but it fit pretty well. I thought we were gonna have to do a lot more adjustments, but we didn't. We did. Well, I don't think that was a lot of adjustments for my body type. So yeah. Yeah, on Tuesday I go back. I have to go also on Tuesday to get the other 2 fabrics because my outer fabric, pretty fabric, came yesterday. So I can now match it and do that. And then, yeah, I think that's the only update. I'm actually kind of getting excited. I think I've said this before, but like today was actually cool because like I saw some version of a dress on me. Yeah.
All right, here's the moment of truth. We have our prom fabric.
Yeah.
Yes.
See how much they can make with it.
Ooh, look at that color.
Oh,
Fabulous, fabulous. Okay, open it up. Let's see the texture.
oh.
Woo! Bling, bling, sparkle, sparkle.
Oh, it's cold. That's weird.
Beautiful. And when will this dress be finished?
April 29th.
4 weeks from today.
Yeah. Okay. I got out of sewing. I did 5 hours today. 5.5. I got there. No, I got 5 hours and 15 minutes. 5.25. I got there at like 12:15 and left at 5:30. That's the longest I've ever sewed. Like straight. Yeah. I'm currently on my official fabric. It's kind of scary. I'm not on my beaded fabric, my pretty fabric to sew, to say the least. But I'm on the bottom pretty fabric, which is some bridal satin. It's really nice. It's really easy. So I have sewed it multiple times, so it's not that hard. What is this woman doing? Trying to leave the parking lot like this? But yeah, I'm not stressed anymore because I'm gonna do that for homework, and then she's gonna do the ruching pattern. And then I don't know if she's gonna do the boning. I have the boning stuff. But yeah, we just gotta make the dress 3 times. We've already made it 2, so we need to make it 3 more times. But now in our different fabric. In a weird way we do, because we have stuff.
I don't want fast, baby, I'm trusting you. I'm trusting you. Fighting on my mind, fighting on my life for you. I'm trusting you, babe. I want this. I want this to
Okay, yes. So I do not have any pictures of my 3rd muslin because I made 2 muslins. I made one has pink zipper and one's the simplest. I just followed this pattern right here. But my first muslin was the one I made, just simple, following the directions. My second one had the cut in the middle and the alterations to whatever length. And I believe it had the train on it. The 3rd one was the same one as the second one, I believe. I had no documentation of that. I actually had to remember it existed. I might have told a little lie about the 3rd one because it has sleeves. Whoops. The 3rd one was the same one, but my teacher just added this like thick cotton, because I think that's all she had. She just needed to see. She added this thick cotton onto it while I was gone. No, I was there. I was just sewing on a different part of my dress and laid it in a way to figure out how she wanted to figure out how she wanted to lay my beaded fabric. My beaded fabric had ruching in it. Ruching is like, I don't know why we called it ruching exactly. I don't know the difference between ruching and gathering, but the average person would think it was gathering. So it was the gathering going from this part of my body and meeting at a point in my waist right here, I think, and then going down in my dress into my slit. That was difficult because she had to make that up. The ruching needed its own pattern because you had to cut out enough fabric to include the folds. And you know, folds, they're condensed, but when you open them up, they got little different shapes. So we had to figure out how to do that with that fabric. So she sewed it on a little bit and then tried to fold it. She sewed it onto my waist, but then tried to fold with it to see what was the best way to go about it. You'll see a video of her trying to explain that to my mother.
I think I'm going to find the bias. So like this is a good point because this is where you're short-waisted.
And what is this called? Finding out the draping?
The overdress that's going to be in the beaded fabric has this draping effect across her body. And so I just draped it. Come on this side, Mom.
It's so bad that I feel it in my chest and I want it. I want it, yeah.
So we're working on creating the drape of the sleeve here, the cowl. Turn this way a little bit. So this is our first test with it. We got to make some adjustments and we'll try it again.
So yeah, I started making my muslin. I don't even think I had, yeah, you guys are gonna see. I didn't even have all my fabric when I made my muslin, but I have to explain that in the next video. But yeah, I was making my muslin. There was 3 parts. It helped me figure out kind of some of the steps I had to do to make my dress. And yeah, overall my dress was a strapless dress with sleeves, and it was just a long ball gown. I didn't have like a big poofy dress. I didn't have like, it wasn't fully tight on me. It was fitted, but it wasn't as tight as some where they just have to poof out at the bottom. But yeah, I feel like my dress is kind of simple, but it wasn't simple to make. Yeah, but that's me. It looks simple, but it's not. There is no surprise my dress ended up like that. Yeah, I don't think I have anything else to tell you guys. If so, I'll probably put it in the other videos, but I might have to just give you guys a little detail while I'm editing. But yeah, I'm gonna see you guys in part 2. Part 2 allows me to go more in detail in explaining the layers of my dress, because my dress had, I don't even know how to explain how many layers it had, but it had different layers and it looks like it's just one. The average person would think it's just one. And part of the reason, I just have to get into it. I'll just have to get into it because I forgot it had that many layers. So yeah, peace, bye.